Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an emergency podcast of Big Time Talkers. I'm Brock Gorton,
Tommy Haley.
and holy shit, the biggest thing to ever happen in wrestling, probably in the last 10 years at least, has just happened.
Brock?
Yeah.
The man is back in wrestling. Mr. Cult of Personality, free ice cream bars, the best in the world. CM Punk is all elite. Brock, I'm just at a loss for words. Like, I don't understand. Like, literally watching that live and hearing that pop in Chicago is like heaven on earth.
It was one of the best pops that you will ever hear.
It's like the best popular here. I mean, like, CM Punk making his, what was it, 7 years?
7 years.
His 7-year return to all elite wrestling. If I'm WWE right now, I am shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's accurate, man.
They're kind of screwed now. Like, how are they gonna like compete with that?
Well, I mean, they do have John Cena, so that helps a little bit.
Right, but when you have like every time they're in Chicago, the crowd always seems to find the way to hijack the show with CM Punk chants. Like it was all the time. Now it's gonna be even worse. Now that he's actually wrestling for company.
I honestly don't know how they can go back to Chicago anymore after this.
I don't think they can go to Chicago anymore. They're just going to be hijacking the show left and right.
Yeah, I think they've lost Chicago. Like they lost Jacksonville.
They have lost Chicago. Like, they have.
They've lost the third biggest city in the United States.
Dude, it's so crazy to think that, like, they will not go to a major city anymore.
Oh, they can still go to a major city.
This too, just think if the rumors are true with the Daniel Bryan stuff that he's going all elite, they won't be able to go to Washington anymore.
Which they'll really just pretty much lose Seattle because that's all that they've been doing.
Well, I mean, I thought they went to a show close to Aberdeen.
That was Seattle.
I thought they did a show closer to Aberdeen.
I don't know. It could have been Tacoma.
I think it was actually Tacoma.
I mean, they'll lose Seattle, Tacoma, Spokane. Like,
literally lose the entire state of Washington.
Yeah.
They just now lost the entire city of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I'm pretty sure they just lost the United States because they're like, I'm watching AEW live like right now as we're like technically recording this emergency podcast.
yeah, because there's
Like,
been this is the
United-
catalyst, obviously, to it, but
Like, they're in the United Center right now, and they like that's usually the arena they go to when like a Raw or SmackDown comes. Now they've like lost that venue.
yeah, I don't know how that city's gonna be hell for them.
Oh, that city is going to be absolute hell. So I just don't know what I'm buying a CM Punk shirt. I'm just throwing it out there.
That's fine. I mean,
Like I am like buying the best in the world, the one with like his the knuckles crossed and all that, everything.
yeah. I mean, I've made my stance known of how I feel about AEW and WWE, so.
But it's like I wouldn't like to say this. This is almost like a Kevin Nash and Scott Hall leaving WWE for WCW.
If Daniel Bryan shows up, then it will be. Currently, this is just like a
person right now.
This is this is Sting showing up in WWE right now.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually, I have to agree with you on that. This is basically on levels of Sting actually, biting the dust and actually joining WWE because he was like the last person from WCW not to be with the company.
Yep.
dude, I'm at a loss for words right now. Dude,
It's
I am shaking right now in my boots or my shoes.
you don't wear boots. I'm the one that wears boots.
Like, this is so crazy to just, oh. God, they're Monday, wherever Raw is on Monday, they're going to hijack that show. Even if they're not in Chicago, like, there's going to be CM Punk chants. Speaking of which, there was, if you watched, I don't know if you saw what I sent you, like,
The
John
video?
Cena, a little callback to what Punk did to him at Money in the Bank, where he's like, you know, taps him out or beats him 1, 2, 3, takes the championship from him, and then basically just blows him a kiss and hops the guardrail and leaves.
So
No one in that crowd understood that.
So Raw is going to be in Denver.
They're going to hijack that show.
And so here's the thing with it. They're in Denver, and it's after SummerSlam.
It's after a major pay-per-view.
Yeah, so, and it's not the same town, but it's still pretty...
They are going to hijack that show.
I don't know. It's Denver, so that's why I'm kind of tepid about it.
I don't know what they're going to do. They're probably panicking right now. They're probably like, oh, fuck, we are so fucked right now.
I don't know if they're on that level yet, because, again, they do have multi-billion dollars coming in just from television deals.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They're going to make a pretty penny when it comes to SummerSlam sales.
I'll have to look. I don't know if they sold out SummerSlam yet.
I'd be shocked if they did. It's like their first like legit live like pay-per-view event since I wouldn't consider WrestleMania like a big major pay-per-view where it's sold out and everything, because like they had limited attendance for this one this year. So plus it was raining too, so
I can buy tickets right now for $20 for SummerSlam. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
For a major, one of the big main attractions for WWE.
Yep.
And tickets are going for $20 a pop.
Yep. And that's upper level.
And that's upper level.
So the same price that I get for where we sit at Royals games, I can buy. Let's see, what do I pay? I pay $28.
I mean, this is $8 cheaper, but still, damn.
I'm gonna see what I can get for $28. 28, I can get pretty much straight on to where the ring is.
What?
Like from an upper level.
Wow, that's crazy.
For how much is that one? For 71, I can get basically where me and Brent sit in Sprint Center, looking straight at the ring. Granted, it's still higher up, but
you probably get blinded, kind of like what those people did at WrestleMania when they were in New York.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at what?
They would start chanting, "We can't see."
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at ticket prices. So I'm looking at ticket prices for these right now. I can easily afford some of these seats.
Like literally, I'm looking at live shots of the United Center, and it's like sold out.
So I can get basically the closest on camera side, like where the cameras are sitting, for $77 at SummerSlam. And this is from I went to Allegiant Stadium's official website to look at this.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you're gonna go through different like websites, it's gonna be different.
No, I'm looking at Allegiant Stadium. So where basically I think that's where their entrance is going to be is $87 right now.
Wow.
I mean, like.
No, but knowing how WWE works, they're definitely gonna like work some cameras to make it look like it's definitely sold out.
What is ringside's only $600.
You know, that's actually not good.
And also $369 where I'm looking on this one.
Nice.
I mean, like, No, I get it. So I mean, they're not that expensive, which I mean is nice given current pandemic stuff, but at the same time, it's not sold out.
W is going to make it look like it's sold out.
Like, I'll have to send you a picture of the map afterwards. Dude, it's not even close. No.
W does their camera work, they're going to make it look like it's sold out.
They would. So, right now, for them to have it sold out, they're going to have to tarp off, like, the top levels.
That's probably what they're going to do.
Which, that ain't going to look great. But, I mean, that's what they get for running Allegiant Stadium. Like, you're going to Vegas, for a major pay per view, in their new football stadium. They're like, people aren't going to come because you're not doing it about around a holiday.
I mean, there's no major holiday around there.
No, I mean, does my birthday count? But even then, that's not even.
I'm talking about major national holiday.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna look at a.
I mean, Labor Day is in like a couple weeks, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at Dynamite Grand Slam. So the one they're doing in Arthur Ashe, for comparison for what they're going for. Their cheapest right now are $51. Granted, it's a much smaller venue. I'll have to look see how much Arthur Ashe is running.
So I know, like, I don't think they've announced like that far in the future. But if AEW is coming to Kansas City, we are 2 trillion% knowing.
Arthur Ashe only seats 23,000, so it would be about the size of a bigger arena.
Yeah.
So it's not Allegiant Stadium size.
If AEW decides to come back to Kansas City, which I think they definitely will, I hope they do.
If they do, they're running Hy-Vee Arena.
We are going to that, by the way.
Yeah, they haven't announced anything for it yet, but.
I didn't realize they caught someone like literally cry in tears when CM Punk walked out.
Probably. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. So right now,
excited that he's back. I'm not like on the verge of tears, like about ready to cry like that. Like I'm not like that.
Hey, bud.
But
they're running the Chevette Center in St. Louis.
Are they really?
Uh huh.
Okay, but that's like 3 hours away. But like, I don't really want to drive 3 hours away for an AEW event. Like, I'd rather have them come here.
Then you're waiting a while.
I mean,
because it's that. So that's a November 5th, and then the next one that they have announced is in January. They've announced anything else.
Isn't that when Full Gear is happening? Isn't Full Gear in St. Louis this year?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Full Gear is in St. Louis this year.
I can check. It is. And it's November 6th. Tickets haven't gone on sale yet for it, though.
I'll probably go on sale in September.
Yeah, so. I mean, if I could, we could just make like a weekend out of it. Because that's. So, it's November 5th, so that's going to be a Rampage.
Yeah, they have a go home show with all the talent.
So they also haven't announced where AEW Dynamite's going to be that same week for that.
They probably put it in like Ohio or something like that. I don't know.
Where is and they haven't announced where they're going from there. Tell me, what major city is close to St. Louis?
It's about 4 hours west on I-70. It's called Kansas City.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're coming again, it's going to be around that time.
Yeah, it's going to be around that time.
It's either going to be before or after.
They could do pretty well in the Sprint Center.
I don't think they could.
Definitely think they could.
Tommy, You don't know Kansas City that well.
They have one person there to do it. I'm asking Punk.
It would take more than Punk to get Kansas City, because that's the thing with Kansas City. Like, I've mentioned this to you because, what is our ultimate goal?
Do the mutiny for us?
I mean, just run a wrestling company here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I've been watching the patterns of wrestling fans here in Kansas City. For those of you who don't know, Kansas City is a very interesting wrestling town, shall we say it.
It fluctuates, let's put it that way.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Is that a nice way of putting it?
Yeah, it's a nice way of putting it. Because it's we're an interesting town for wrestling, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would say we're very interesting town.
Because I think there's 2 or 3 local promotions here in Kansas City, and each one has a different flavor.
Are there really?
Mm-hmm. So there's the hardcore company.
Oh.
There's Journey, which is basically just WWE light type stuff. And then there's another one that's like more NWA style, the old school NWA.
Okay.
So,
speaking of Kansas City.
No, I'm not done with CM Punk, dude. Like, we'll get to that, but that's our main one right now. Is so you honestly think that this Punk signing and him showing up, that's the nail in the coffin?
I was getting to that point. It just depends on the stuff with Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
If Daniel Bryan is added AEW at Rampage or Dynamite, and he says he signed with them, that's gonna technically be the nail in the coffin. Like, they have two of the most popular, like, most when even with CM Punk gone, even when they went to Chicago, they were hijacking shows.
Yeah.
I mean, they were hijacking shows, and then you have Daniel Bryan, which is just, it's Daniel fucking Bryan. Like, ever since 2014, he's like one of the most, if not one of the most popular wrestlers in WWE.
I mean, even before then.
But even before that, when he had the little problems with choking out a commentator, when what was it, like the Nexus? When he was part of the Nexus?
Nexus. It's Texas.
When he was part of the Nexus, like, he choked out what's his face?
Justin Roberts, the current ring announcer for AEW.
Huh?
Justin Roberts, the current ring announcer for AEW.
Was it Justin Roberts?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I'm actually kind of remembering that now. Yeah, it was. Remember they like fired him after that, and then like SummerSlam comes around, and Bret Hart says our fifth and final person is Daniel Bryan.
Oh, it was Cena who said that.
Oh wait, it was Cena.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, for me, there's got to be a few more things that have to happen before I'll say.
Casket match, like, they have their feet, like, WWE's feet are in the casket right now.
Not yet. They're being dragged to it, I will say.
They're being dragged to it. They're being dragged to it. The casket is open right now, and they're about ready to put them in soon. I don't know. There's a lot of more external things that need to happen.
Punk and Bryan would be a good step for it. There still needs to be more though.
I mean, they would have to sign Bronson Reed.
Even more than that.
I mean, they would have to sign a lot, like certain release talent. It's like, I can't believe they let them go.
Yeah.
Like, the one that comes to mind is the ones that come to mind are Bray Wyatt and Bronson Reed. Those are two that like really come to the forefront of, like, you know, They could actually do something really well with these two.
And then the question becomes with that is, well, you're just signing a whole bunch of cast-offs from the bigger company. You're just looking second rate.
Yeah, but isn't that what any other wrestling company did when WWE was like the gold standard? When they liked all people, they just signed second-hand WWE talent?
But then you're admitting that, I don't know, there are weird ways that people take this stuff on the internet.
Our wrestling fans are gonna be like, oh, well, you're just signing. Oh, wow, you're just signing WWE's like scraps. Like, well, no, not really. It's just that the fact that they really just couldn't do anything with certain people, or they just dropped the ball with certain people. Like Bray Wyatt is one person that I think it comes to mind that like they completely dropped the ball on.
Yeah.
Like 5 different times they had the belt on them and they didn't know what the fuck to do with them, which was sad. Thinking, looking back now.
Yeah. I mean, there are other steps I think they'd have to take because that roster is massive. If they really wanted to start competing, they'd have to shave off some of your.
They would have to. They would have to do. They would have to do separate rosters, like one for Rampage and one for Dynamite.
No, not even that. Like, they need to shave off some of the dumber shit that's on the show.
Oh, okay. So they're in the now. So they're back in the Now Arena for the 2 shows, the go home shows before All Out.
Yeah.
Are we gonna watch that? Actually.
I mean, I don't think we've announced to everyone what our plan is for Sunday yet.
I mean, but to be fair, like CM Punk, I watched the promo. Like he's wrestling September 5th at All Out. I think All Out's 2 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope. It looks like it's just one day.
What is it? 5th?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Sunday. Thank fucking God.
Yep. So we're both off.
Oh, thank God. If it was a Saturday, we would have fucked. I would have been able to watch it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like with release WWE talent. I mean, look at what they did with Dean Ambrose. I put Dean. He's John Moxley in AEW. Like when he made his debut after he was released from WWE at was it Double or Nothing?
Yeah.
At Double or Nothing, he had that little feud, the deathmatch feud with Kenny on separate occasions, and then they just like actually knew what to do with him, and he was undefeated. He got the belt from Jericho.
We were there at the Go Home show for Revolution.
We were at that show for Revolution, and I was like, honestly, he's winning this title here.
That was the only way it could have gone.
Like the way, like at that point, Jericho's title run was, I wouldn't say kind of, but it was getting to the point where it was just getting, okay, someone needs to have the belt. Someone else has to have the belt. And Moxley was like that kind of person that
he was riding white hot momentum.
He was riding like absolute white hot momentum to that point. Like he hadn't lost a singles match or anything. And then, like, to be fair, like the title, he had a good title run. Like
it was pretty good, yeah.
It was decent. He had feuds with MJF. I think he had another feud with Jericho again, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was more of a continuation.
Yeah, more of a continuation. He had a feud with MJF, and then after that,
Brody Lee, Brian Cage.
No, I think it was with Eddie Kingston, actually.
I think it might have been Brian Cage and Eddie Kingston.
I think it might have been both at the same time. I don't know.
Lance Archer as well. Or as you say, his Walmart version, Vance Archer.
No, technically, the one with Lance Archer was technically a New Japan feud, because he was still technically, after he dropped the AEW title, spoiler alert for people who haven't noticed that yet.
Yeah, sorry if you haven't noticed that there's been a different man holding a title for almost a year now.
And from Canada, another man from Canada. It was hard to realize a man from Canada was getting the AEW title, but
What's up with all these dirty Canadians taking these American titles?
well, I mean, if you look at it, no, Austin.
No, I know, but like Jericho, Omega, Christian Cage.
He had run-ins with Juice Robinson and Lance Archer and New and for the U.S. title, their U.S. title. So like that, I think he's. If I'm not mistaken, he does have a contract. I think he does have a contract with New Japan because he's on New Japan a lot.
I do believe he does, yes.
Like, I mean, he is the Death Rider, like the Death Rider.
Hell of a name.
Which is a fucking fantastic nickname for Moxley.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm watching Rampage. I was about ready to say Dynamite. I'm watching Rampage right now. Darby Allin's just half face paint looks like so weird. Like it does. Like it's like white, kind of like with Sting, and then he has these like weird like tentacle things, like a black on the side, like going down his entire like cheek. Like it looks so weird.
I actually enjoy Darby Allin. Like,
Actually, very good.
there are very few of their. Whoa, you are cutting way out there, bud. What'd you say?
He's not going to be the best in the world come September, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, AEW has a few really good young talents, and if they just shed some of the just bad comedy wrestlers and just talentless pieces of crap, and had some of the guys that need to retire.
Like your boy Marco Stunt.
Well, and Orange Cassidy and Luchasaurus and.
Here's the thing with that. It's just that people like that kind of gimmick. Just that who gives a shit, like lazy wrestling. That's what I think. What's his face said? I don't remember. It's called like lazy wrestling or something like that.
Might have been Cornette. Or no, Cornette just calls it an embarrassment to the business, which is, I mean, you know.
Jesus. Oh, I forget. Rampage is an hour. I was like expecting another hour of it.
Nope. It's just, that's it. You're done.
See, that's the one thing I don't like about Rampage. It's only an hour long. It's like thinking, oh, I mean, I'm expecting another hour, like a couple of singles matches and a tag team match or something like that, or some like backstage promos and stuff like that. No, it's just an hour.
Which I like. I mean,
it's not bad.
When we run HCW, we're going to be doing an hour.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to just be doing our show. But especially with this episode, it's only the second ever episode of Rampage. You would have think they would have done another hour. Just, because they're in Chicago. CM Punk just made his return to wrestling in, 7 years?
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about it now?
I think you should keep going about Punk, because I don't think you're done yet in AEW.
Burnt out.
You're burnt out about it? Alright, well, something that should cool you off. Jokes are funny.
Wow, I should slam my table. As the but there's your but
Yeah. The Arizona Coyotes, it was announced yesterday as we're recording this. So we're recording this on Friday. It was announced on Thursday during the day, the Arizona Coyotes, after this year, will be homeless. They got kicked out of their arena in Glendale.
No, I don't think. I think their lease expired.
No, it was straight up. They got kicked out. I read the article.
I'm going to the thing you sent me.
Yeah.
So, City of Glendale chose not to renew the operating agreement for the Coyotes beyond the coming 2021/2022 season. So it's technically after this season, they're kind of just without a place to be.
They do they had a yearly lease going on.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Like they just had like a yearly handshake deal. And all
no,
that.
It was a yearly lease. I again, read the article. It's a yearly lease that they had with the city, and apparently they owed. So it was a city-owned arena, which is that's probably the smart move and what most cities should do.
Yeah, that is kind of smart.
Apparently they owe the Coyotes. It is owed the city of Glendale $1.5 million. Well, I mean that's still like you owe a city $1.5 million.
I mean, yeah, that's still a lot of money, but like, really, they only owe that much?
Owe them that much?
They owe the city of Glendale?
Like for the using the arena?
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like they owe them $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So wait, so I know, maybe a little spoiler alert. So is the Sprint Center, T-Mobile Center, is that leased out? Does the city own it?
I do. Let me check.
Because spoiler alert, as much as I hate to say it, like they should come here. Like after in the 2022/2023 season, they should definitely come here. You know, don't you agree?
Yeah. Well, obviously. Come on now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, as much as I hate to say this, I mean, like, Pat Mahomes better do his thing with that $500 million contract he's gave him, plus how much he's making on sponsorship deals.
No, it is owned by EEG or AEG.
AEG?
Yeah.
That's some like random ass company, I guess.
It's the second largest entertainment presenter.
Okay.
So no, it is not owned by Kansas City.
I mean, they could have probably worked something out to where they just straight up just move here. I mean, they were always talking about trying to relocate the Coyotes anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, so in the statement, the Coyotes owner, whatever his name is, I don't remember, um, said that he is he's very determined to keep the Coyotes in Arizona.
Is he disappointed? Is it something like to the lines of he is disappointed by the city of Glendale and all that?
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, okay. So typical owner's response.
Yep.
Something like.
I'm trying to find something else right now for you. So the Suns and Phoenix Mercury both play in the Footprint Center, which is in Phoenix.
Yeah, they're in Phoenix, but like Arizona, like the Coyotes are in Glendale.
Yeah.
Where the
I think the Diamondbacks are in.
Are they in? I think the Diamondbacks are in Phoenix.
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm checking right now. Give me a second.
I also don't know where the Cardinals are in Glendale, aren't they?
I'm pretty sure the Cardinals are in Glendale.
Yeah. So.
1 second. They're in Phoenix as well.
Okay. So.
So three. I mean, I wouldn't consider WNBA a major sport, but you have like three major teams in the NBA, WNBA, and MLB in Phoenix, while you're kind of being shunned to Glendale being the redheaded stepchild of the major sports
with the Cardinals though. So
are the Cardinals in Glendale?
Yeah, they're in Glendale.
Is that their soccer team?
No, the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, I mean, sorry.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Sorry, I forgot. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're.
I'm confirming this, but
No, the Cardinals are in Glendale.
Yeah, so.
But like to be fair.
Oh no, they're in. So their stadium is in Glendale, but their headquarters is in Tempe.
Cardinals?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Arizona's weird because they're all pretty much just right there next to each other.
All kind of like I think in driving distance of each other.
Well, way closer than it is in Kansas City and St. Louis.
Oh yeah. Well, with Kansas City, you really have to just drive a couple minutes. Like you're almost in Independence when you go to a Royals or Chiefs game. You are in Independence when you go to a Mavericks game.
Yeah. And the arena's downtown.
Yeah, and then you have the Muni for UMKC games downtown.
No, I think UMKC just built their own arena.
They're not going to the Muni anymore?
No, I don't think the Muni's being used for anything except the NAIA tournaments and like other functions.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Coyotes are homeless after this year.
That, and I think also, if I'm not mistaken, you're gonna scoff when you hear this. KU does certain, like when the University of Kansas, like when their men's basketball team plays, they'll have certain names like at Sprint Center.
I don't know.
They do. No, they do. Because I try to get, we try to get tickets to games when they played in the Sprint Center.
Okay, I
and
couldn't
they're
tell
playing
you.
the rubber match when they play Mizzou again.
It's at Lawrence, the next one.
So how the MUKU thing is going, first game's in Lawrence, second time around it's in Columbia, and then the third time they just meet in the middle in Kansas City.
Meet in the middle. Meeting in the middle would be like Odessa.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And football, we gotta wait a while still on that, which is unfortunate. But no, like Arizona's gonna be homeless after next year.
They're gonna be homeless. They're gonna try their damnedest to try and renew that lease.
No, they're gonna 100% try to get into the Footprint Center in
Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're gonna try their way to shoot it in.
They're not gonna do it though because they're like, bro, we already have three teams that play here. I don't know who this other team is.
How that scheduling is going to work is going to just be a nightmare on its own.
Okay, so also in that arena, the Footprint Arena, there's the indoor soccer league team, the Arizona Sand Sharks as well. So there's already 3 teams there. Like, scheduling will be a flippin' nightmare.
With the Chiefs and the Royals, it's nice. Whenever Kansas City's on the road, they're doing this road trip. I think it lasts until whenever the Chiefs play.
The Chiefs are currently in Arizona right now. So.
Well, no, I'm talking about next week because they play here Saturday against the Vikings.
Yeah.
So they're on the road. They're doing their road trip right now.
And for those of you who don't know, Arrowhead and Kauffman share the same parking lot.
Yeah, they're in Seattle on the 28th, and they come back that 31st.
That makes sense.
They do it perfectly. When the Royals are away, the Chiefs are at home. They flip. They're on the road. This is the time where it's okay, the Chiefs are in town, so the Royals must be on the road, a road trip or a road series. And then when the Chiefs are on the road for a Sunday or a Thursday or a Monday, whenever they play, the Royals are in town.
So, they have been doing this since 1973, so they've had practice at it.
They have this down to a T.
Yeah.
They down so perfectly.
Arrowhead opened in 72, and Kauffman opened in 73.
They have this, they have the scheduling down of which team plays at home to, a science.
And the beautiful thing is, fingers crossed the Coyotes come here. They don't have any scheduling conflicts because there's no one that's running the Sprint Center.
No, they have the Sprint Center
to
themselves.
Yeah.
They go to March, right?
Yes.
The NHL goes all the way to
past March, yeah.
June is the latest they go.
That's the playoffs, and God, I hope. If that's the case, you better hope it's not going that long.
They have the Big 12 tournament. They have the Big 12 tournament here,
which is a week, and you play 2 or 3 games a week.
Yeah, and if sometimes they get the draw, they sometimes get the actual NCAA tournament there.
And again, you're looking at a weekend, which that's nothing.
Well, I mean, a couple years ago they had the Elite Eight here.
Yeah, I know, and again, that's a weekend. Like scheduling wise, that ain't nothing. That can easily be done.
That could easily be done, but like if you're like this Kansas, like Jackson County and Kansas City and all that, you're losing out on money from that.
No, you're not. No, I'm talking about the Coyotes, like
I'm talking
scheduling
about
around
I'm talking
it.
about when the NCAA tournament comes.
No,
here.
I know. I'm saying that would be easy for the NHL to schedule around.
Oh, no, it definitely would.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, look how much money the Big 12 tournament makes for the city.
When does the Big 12 tournament normally happen?
Sometimes I think the NCAA tournament always is like around the corner, like right around. I think the start of March, because like the tournament always goes through St. Patrick's Day. I always remember that the tournament always kind of around St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. So the NHL has their dead period in February.
Like as much as I hate to say it, the Coyotes like suck. It's gonna be a while before they're ever good.
They're not bad. I mean, the issue has been
management
and not having the funds because of lack of fan interest. Well, I shouldn't say lack of fan interest.
Well,
there's plenty of Coyotes fans. There's quite a few Coyotes fans, but I mean, no, they aren't nearly what they were in 2012 or 2011 when they made the run.
Pretty sure it was 2011.
Yeah, we're there in the Western Conference Finals and got knocked. No, it had to be 2012. 2012 because they got knocked out by the Kings.
I think yeah. But like, if you're also right, it also makes sense for them. Like, they are technically in the Central Division. Like, that'd be perfect. Like, that'd be like that'd be a highway, an I-70 series with the Blues.
So that's the other thing. It's like because people are like, oh, just put them in Quebec because everybody like for whatever reasons, the Quebec City Nordiques fans like they're always pushing for a team. They have a new arena. The reason why the Nordiques left was because there was a lack of fan interest. It's the same thing with the Whalers leaving Hartford. There was a lack of fan interest. And like the Nordiques didn't suck either. They were making it to the playoffs and they were still in like mid-tier to lower end of the league in attendance.
Yeah,
the Scouts left because it was Kansas City in the early 70s and the Scouts sucked and they were playing in Muni.
But people always look back and be like, man, we had it really good.
I mean, the only like exception is like Seattle or Baltimore. Like when the Sonics left Seattle or when the Colts left Baltimore.
That Baltimore just straight up just did like a one night stand and just packed up all the Mayflower trucks and just shoot without saying anything.
I mean, I guess another one would be the Ravens becoming a team.
Oh, you mean Cleveland leaving the first time and going to Baltimore and then winning a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
2 years later?
Yeah. I mean, that would be the other example. But I mean, like, the Coyotes haven't been good. They're coming, yes, I get it. Like, the history of the Nordiques is great. The other one people are saying is Houston.
That'd be cool to happen.
Yeah. The other one people are asking for is Houston. Houston couldn't even support an AHL team when they were here. Or when they were in Houston. Like, they're not going to support an NHL team. Kansas City makes sense.
I mean, it's going to be hard to have hockey in a state where football is regarded as religion.
The best reason for me to tell them, hey, don't put them in Houston. Look at the Dallas Stars. They're towards the bottom in the league in attendance. And these guys just were in the Stanley Cup a few years ago.
They sell out that stadium like nothing.
No, they don't even show up for Stars games.
I'm talking about in like postseason play.
Well, yes, of course, everyone's going to show up in the postseason, unless it's Anaheim. In that case, when Nashville was playing them, and I don't remember if that was the Western Conference Finals or the Western Semis, there was just no one there, and it was so sad.
I mean, just think with Dallas, here's the problem: they have to compete with the Cowboys.
No, they don't go head to head with the Cowboys at all, pretty much.
They have to compete with being in the same. I'd say town, the Cowboys are in Arlington. They have to deal with that. They have to deal with the Cowboys. They have to deal with the Rangers. They have to deal with the Rangers and the Cowboys in Arlington.
So if they were to move to Houston, they'd have to deal with the Texans, the Rockets, and the Astros.
But they'd have to deal with the university. They really have to deal with UT as well.
Yes, they'd have to deal with UT, Houston basketball, A&M, Tech, Baylor, like.
It won't work because that's a football-heavy and somewhat basketball-dominant state.
Meanwhile, Kansas City's wide open. We're the halfway point for Minnesota, St. Louis, Colorado, Dallas.
Like,
Chicago's right next to us as well, pretty much.
Like, those teams, it'd be easy for them to travel.
Yes. And I mean, Winnipeg's in there too, but, it's Winnipeg. Like, I don't foresee that many Jets fans coming down from Winnipeg to Kansas City.
No, I really don't. But, like, you have, like, Minnesota, like you said, Minnesota, Chicago.
St. Louis, Nashville, I mean.
Nashville. Like, we just named off, like, a handful of cities in the coming area. No, Nashville is still a pretty long drive to get to Nashville.
I mean, yeah.
For, like, Minnesota and all that.
But, I mean, I'm right now planning on making a drive to Nashville to go watch a Preds game, and that's because I like the Preds. Like, they will try, and there's stuff to do in Nashville, like there's stuff to do in Kansas City. Like,
there's stuff to do here, there's stuff to do in Minnesota, there's stuff to do in Minneapolis. Is that where they play?
The Wild, yes, I do believe so. I don't quite remember where the XL Center is, but I'm pretty sure it's in Minneapolis.
Like, you have stuff to do in, I wouldn't say this, you technically have stuff to do in St. Louis, I guess, I think.
You have stuff to do in St. Louis. There's stuff to do.
You have the Arch.
You have the Arch, they have some museums there.
Yeah, in Colorado, you just have,
they're in Denver.
Weed.
So, I mean, Dallas as well. I mean, Winnipeg's the outlier, pretty much.
I like how you're chuckling at that. You know I'm right.
No, I know. I mean, really in that division currently, the two outliers are Arizona and Winnipeg. Which, the irony that Arizona's now in the same division as Winnipeg, considering the original Jets are now the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, it's kind of just, you cannot live with your own failure and that leads you back to immediately.
Well, I mean,
like that.
Dallas and Minnesota are in the same division, and the North Stars that were in Minnesota are now the Dallas Stars.
Well, yeah. It's just like, I don't know.
But no, like, Kansas City makes sense because, yes, you'll have to deal with the Chiefs, but as long as you don't play on a Sunday, you're fine.
Like, look how, as much as I can say, like, look how popular the Chiefs are now. Like, you hate it as much as I do.
Oh, I can go on and on about how much I hate bandwagon fans and all of them jumping on the Chiefs bandwagon. And they're sitting here and, I see all these trends where it's like, oh, name these Chiefs players. And it's like, they don't know who Priest Holmes is or Larry Johnson or Trent Green.
I'm not even a Chiefs fan.
Exactly. And again, this was my childhood. I grew up on these guys getting their shit kicked in the playoffs by the Ravens and Colts. And,
Like, I always find to say this, like, even though not even being a Saints fan, but being a Saints fan here in Kansas City, it was kind of fucking hilarious to watch them lose playoff game after playoff game.
Yeah, I'm glad it was great for you.
It's fucking hilarious to see, like, the day after. It's the most depressing day of the year, and it's fucking hilarious.
Was that a pass interference call, bud?
Listen, man. Listen. I have to deal with this shit forever now.
No,
like,
I know.
At this point, it's just like a little flick, like, it's like a little flick shit, like it's like flick,
yeah.
Like, what the hell was that? It's like, yeah. Oh, okay.
But I mean, like, as long as they don't play on like a Sunday or a day the Chiefs have a game, they'll be fine.
If they play on a day the Chiefs have a game,
oh my God, there's going to be no one in the arena. Well, okay, except if. So say like, the Chiefs are playing at noon. It's like in, I don't know,
the Chiefs
like
are playing
Indianapolis. Like they're like if the Chiefs are playing in Indianapolis on a Sunday, and this is hypothetical, and the Coyotes are here in Kansas City, and it's a home game, and they play at like 7 o'clock, they'll be fine.
Oh, they'll be fine. Like if the
But if
Coyotes have a big game and then the Chiefs have a 12 o'clock game.
yeah, no, they'll be fine. They just won't have to. You can't run a home game the same day that the Chiefs have one because
No, absolutely not. You cannot run a 12 o'clock game the same day as the Chiefs home game. Like no one is going to show up. Everyone's going to be at Power Light watching the Chiefs game,
which is across the street. That's the other thing. Like Power and Light is across the street from the arena.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing they won't be able to compete with if they have an afternoon game. I don't know how does the NHL do afternoon games?
If they do, it's like
If they are in,
they're rare.
Can't really tell.
Yeah, they're rare, and it's normally on the East Coast.
Like if they're on the East Coast on the road, like that could be fun. Kind of, I think.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like the Coyotes, like again, yeah, like Kansas City will fully support an NHL team.
Don't get me wrong; they will welcome this team with open arms.
Like the Mavericks sell out every single game.
Here's the thing though, if they're gonna make their case for the Coyotes to move, they have to make it as soon as possible.
Like obviously, there's more important stuff right now with that the mayor's currently dealing with, but like you see how aggressively he's like on Twitter. He's like, Sacramento could come, the Kings could come back to Kansas City, like doing that shit and like trying to like making sly, like hey, to NBA teams, but he doesn't do it for the NBA or for the NHL because I don't know. I guess he doesn't like it, and that's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, Kansas City could totally support an NBA team. We already do. It's called the Kansas Jayhawks. It's called they're the Jayhawks. Like that's the NBA team that Kansas City already supports.
It's like they call it any college team in the surrounding area.
Yeah, I mean, I like God. That's the thing. Like Kansas City and college basketball is massive because
High school basketball. Did you see the trailer C-Dog dropped?
Oh my god, dude! I can't wait for that. So, I mean, we'll talk about that when we record the podcast. Next.
Tuesday.
Yeah, no, not Tuesday, because I think I'll talk to you about our plan about Sunday.
Oh, so it's Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, we're recording Sunday. I don't think we'll do any. I mean, you know what I'm doing Tuesday.
That's why I'm just like, I'll let you do that, and that's why we do it Sunday. Anyway, back to the Coyotes, and we'll talk about that at the end here. Thunderstorm going on outside. Anyway, no, I mean, like, Kansas City will open arms support an NBA team or an NHL team here in Kansas City.
Here's the thing with Mahomes. I feel like with Mahomes, I feel like he's going to put an NBA team here or relocate. I don't know. Sacramento would be the best team to relocate, I guess.
Well, yeah, because they've already been here.
Or through expansion.
Yeah.
We're trying to do that.
That's why I'm thinking it's not going to be Mahomes. So here's what I was literally at work and talking with a guy about this yesterday or today. We're sitting here, he's like, man, there's quite a few, we were naming off all the people that could be. And he's like, well, what if like Paul Rudd and Eric Stonestreet and like David Kochner pooled their money together to get them here? And I went,
that wouldn't work.
That would work.
I mean, that could work.
And Brad Pitt?
And Brad Pitt? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he's from Springfield. He's a Kansas City fan.
Trying to forget he's from Springfield.
I mean, you're telling me those four wouldn't.
You forget Eric Stonestreet as well.
No, I said him. Paul Rudd, Eric Stonestreet, David Kochner, and Brad Pitt. You're telling me those four in like the Hunt family, you're telling me they couldn't get a team here?
They could definitely get a team here. I mean, like with Patrick, I mean, they've had to have, I was supposed to say they'd have to have Patrick Mahomes as well.
They would, if they have the Hunt family, they're not going to need Patrick.
Dude, I can't, you know what's, for me, I can't get on the pro wrestling tees.
I wonder why.
Dude, like, it is fucking, dude, they gave me the 502 error because there's a connection error. I'm like, that site probably got crashed.
Oh, 100% it did. But I mean, yeah, like Arizona, like I the name Coyotes in Kansas City already sounds good. Like you can say Kansas City Coyotes and it sounds really good.
I mean, was there a team name before? What was it? The Explorers?
Who? The team here in Kansas City?
Yes.
The Scouts.
Oh, it's the Scouts. It was the Explorers for some reason.
No, that was the professional tennis team that was here.
Like, it'd be cool to have them rename themselves to the Scouts.
No, I am actually. Well, I don't think they can because the Scouts are now in New Jersey as the Devils. So I don't know if they can.
That's right. I think it'd be copyright reasons.
Yeah. So the Arizona or the Kansas City Coyotes sound really good.
They can keep all their. I mean, technically.
They would have to change the. So they have two alternate logos.
They have to change like their logoing. I mean, their main logo they could keep.
No, that one's gonna stay. But like they have a paw print with an A on it, they would literally change it to a KC, and the other one they'd have to change completely because it's the outline of Arizona in their colors. So you could do it with. Yeah, you could do the outline of Missouri. Like
Coyotes roam where we're in Missouri.
Oh my!
We have coyotes here.
God, there's plenty of coyotes here. There's a pack that live right by me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Totally about that.
Yeah. No, like Kansas City is like the Kansas City Coyotes works, and spoiler alert, there might be something coming to the channel on this subject on NHL 21.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world for them to come here. Will it? All right, let's go ahead and give the percentage that we think it'll happen. You go first. Out of 100%, how much percent of chance do you think it has happening of that?
Like of an NHL team coming here?
Of the Coyotes.
Of the Coyotes coming here. No expansion.
Correct. Because they're already at 32 teams. So at this point, Kansas City's got to hope for relocation. Whether it's the Coyotes or the Panthers.
I don't know. I'd say I don't know, man.
Or the Senators, honestly.
Maybe a 25% chance that they come here.
That the Coyotes come here?
That a relocation happens.
No. The Coyotes.
The Coyotes?
Like, specifically the Coyotes.
I'd say 25%.
That it's going to happen?
That it might happen.
Okay. You're giving it more percentage of a chance than I am. I'm giving it a 5.
I mean, they could. I mean, certain things would have to fall in certain places.
Because here's why I'm saying 5% chance.
I'd say like I have to agree with you. 5% chance that this actually happens.
Here's the reason why. Number one, the NHL is going to fight like the devil for whatever reason. They are bound and determined to keep an NHL team in Arizona. I don't know why.
It's like in the summer, one of the hotter states, like in the U.S.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yes, there are obviously there are.
Game is the fucking devil's nutsack because you basically are because you are in his fucking nutsack come June and July.
I mean, and of course, yes, obviously, there are Coyotes fans. Like, they exist. Phoenix is
they do exist.
Phoenix is like the 8th largest metropolitan area, like 8th largest city in America. However, if you're not the Cardinals, if you're not the Diamondbacks, even have issues with it.
If you're not the Suns or the Cardinals or the I mean, I wouldn't say the Diamondbacks.
Like I said, the Diamondbacks even have issues with attendance. Like, you don't get a lot of love. And, like, yes, there are plenty of Coyotes fans. However, I think from what I saw, they're only the last season that they had with the sabermetrics, so it would be the later portion of 2021 with attendance. They were only selling out, or they were only selling, like, 78% of the arena.
Yeah, but if you look at the city, like the state of Arizona in general, most people go during, the winter months where they are. Like where we are, like come November, it can get cold as hell here.
Yeah, but nobody's leaving here. That's the thing. Like,
like if we decide to make like a vacation for like a vacation, we go to like one of the southern states or Arizona because it's actually not bad there.
But at the
during.
same time, Tommy, how many of the normal people here in Kansas City, everyone's pretty much here all year. Like,
Well, yeah, they might have the occasional trip, south to like Texas or Oklahoma or something like that.
for a brief amount of time, but not like, oh, I have a winter home and
Oh no, it's not
no.
like it's. I mean, for certain people like leaving Johnson County, they're like, yeah, I have a winter home in Arizona.
Maybe not even Johnson County, really. I mean, like, you're pretty much here. Like, and that's the thing with Kansas City. Once you're in Kansas City, you don't really leave except for on like a vacation or a job opportunity somewhere else. And then you're gone.
Like I left for vacation for Destin.
Yeah. Like I said, unless you're going on vacation or you're gone, you're in Kansas City. Which is why it's like, God, it would make so much sense for them to come here. But honestly, it's like
A lot of things would have to fall in place.
I was saying, like, in all honesty, I think they go to Footprint Center in Phoenix. I think that's what they're gonna do.
They're gonna pay a lot to do that.
Oh my God, they would have to pay so much for it because Phoenix kicked them out.
They're gonna open up the blank checkbook for that.
They would have to, and that's the thing with their owner. I don't think he would want to. He's not
gonna. I don't think he's gonna renew their lease with the city of Glendale.
Well, they can't. Like I said, Glendale cut it off. It's not happening anymore. Like, yeah, Glendale's like, you're done. You're no longer playing in this arena ever. We're sick and tired of your bullshit. We've been dealing it for 21 years. Get the hell out.
Like dwindling attendance, having playoff runs here and there.
Barely, like, sparse playoff runs.
I mean, like, that's what I meant, like, here and there.
I mean, like I said, I'm going to rank the most likely outcomes in order for me. Number one, they go to Footprint Center in Phoenix, and that's where they play. Like, that's the most likely outcome for me.
That's probably what's going to happen.
I know.
Future, like, they're going to pay whoever owns, the Footprint Arena or
Footprint Center. It's a lot. It would be a lot.
They're going to drop. They're going to, and it's likely going to happen that, like, they're going to move to the Footprint Arena in Phoenix, and they're just going to, just pay for it.
Oh, big time. Second most likely thing.
But here's the thing: they're going to be like, okay, well, you need to have, X amount in revenue for games and all that, sales and all that.
And they won't. That's the thing. Like, they don't get attendance. They don't have fans that show up. There are fans of Coyotes, but they just don't show up.
They won't.
So number two is most likely is probably they move to Quebec City.
That seems like something that they would do. Just move to Quebec and just say.
They moved to Quebec and they just moved. So they would go. So they do a flip. So the Coyotes would go to Quebec and join I think they're Metropolitan Conference. And Detroit comes to the Central Division.
Yeah. Would they just rename themselves to the Nordics?
The Nordiques? Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know if they could, but next likely is they go to Houston because the NHL's stupid and they'll do that. And they'll be in Houston for a bit and they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
dominoes would have to fall in place.
And then number fourth, most likely, they move to Hamilton because Ontario, Canada.
Oh, okay.
They moved to Hamilton because I don't know. Yes. And then fifth, most likely, is Kansas City.
Like I said, like a lot, and I mean a lot of dominoes would have to fall into the right place for them to be here.
Yeah, it would.
For the foreseeable, like in a couple years.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part.
As much as like that sounds like it sucks, it's just like that's just how it is. It's like it's just
Like, I'm looking at how much Kansas City can seat for ice hockey right now. We can seat 17,544 for ice hockey.
for ice hockey. Is that in the Sprint Center?
Yeah. So it's 17,500 people.
I don't know. They probably could. I mean, they could pull pretty good.
Oh, for sure they could, because
Well, they can do what certain NBA teams are doing, where it's like, okay, you don't have a ticket to the game. Okay, you can just stay out here.
well, they'd be doing that 100% at Power and Light.
Kind of like what Toronto and Milwaukee, like with Toronto with Jurassic Park and all that.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be Power and Light.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's right there. But you've seen how crazy Power and Light can get. I mean, you've seen videos of them for the women's soccer team. Like, the
For
US
women's soccer, for Chiefs games, for Royals games, for... Like, Kansas City's a sports town. We are a sports town. The only issue is because we're the second smallest market in baseball behind, or Milwaukee's the smallest. We're the second smallest market in football behind Green Bay. The reason we lost our NBA team is because they were playing in Kemper, which was falling apart at the time. They had to do renovations to it, and they went to Sacramento. We lost our NHL team because it was an expansion team right after they had just done another expansion draft, so they got next to no good players, and it was in Kansas City in the early 70s, which, oh, by the way, there was an economic downturn in the entire city. Like, Kansas City's got a bad shake when it comes to sports.
NHL and NBA teams. They've gotten like that kind of bad shake when it comes to like, NHL and NBA.
Yeah, like the Kings are really good.
You were right about like the Sacramento thing. Like Kemper at the time when they were leaving was just literally falling apart.
They had to do renovations to it. Like, after they left, they did renovations, and Kemper was really good.
Yeah, and they just built Sprint Center, though.
And the reason they built Sprint Center is because, hey, we might be getting the Pittsburgh Penguins. So they opened Sprint Center in 07 to try and get the Penguins here, and then the Penguins were like, nah, we're good. We're staying here now. Well, goddamn!
Look at how they won a cup.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's like, God, we could have had the Penguins, and they could have won the cup here, and we would have Sidney Crosby in this town. But instead, it's whatever. Yeah, so that's all we got to say about Punk returning, and
I just heard thunder.
Yeah, it's coming towards you. It's right over me right now. Sunday, I don't know how we're doing this yet. I know we're recording the podcast Sunday.
I think it's just after Takeover's over, we're just gonna watch certain highlights of SummerSlam and see what we missed and all that.
But still trying to figure out how this is gonna go. Sunday we might be doing live reactions to Takeover.
We might be doing live reactions.
Either way,
I don't know if that would work. I don't know how we can do
that. It would be something on my laptop to do live stream from.
I think it would just be smart for us just to, I don't know, just be like, how Coldaholic does what went down at,
Yeah, but they also do they record their live reactions to,
usually they release a video kind of like a couple hours after the pay-per-view's over.
No, I know, they do that as well. But either way, we're going to be...
They obviously do, Coldaholic does do, live reactions.
Yeah. But, I mean, current plan is we're going to review SummerSlam and Takeover Sunday, put it up as soon as we do that. Then we're going to record the podcast and talk about something. I don't know what. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in between then. And, yeah, that's the current plan for Sunday. So this is the emergency podcast. We had to put it out there because these two things broke in the course of basically 24 hours. So we had to do this.
CM Punk. CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Like that's gonna be like anything you hear and everything you hear now.
Yeah. I'll be intrigued to see.
I'm surprised Twitter is still working. Like I thought he would like break
Twitter. Brock Lesnar was trending, by the way.
Oh my god! Fucking of course he was. I am a guy too. So was CM Punk.
No, not the reason.
Why was he trending?
It was more just like.
Hold on. Here's a good thing. So like, what's up with? So I guess AJ Lee is fine with Punk wrestling again.
I guess.
Because like I don't care. Like I mean, AJ Lee is just in retirement. I mean, if she's enjoying retirement, she can enjoy retirement.
So according to Sean Ross Sapp from 21 minutes ago, Punk doesn't want to disclose how long-term his deal is, and Tony Khan agrees, and Khan says it isn't short-term or part-time.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means he's going to be around for a bit.
So here's the thing with him. Like I feel like he'll wrestle whenever he wants to. I feel like he's gonna be like, you know what, certain people perform like certain like retired talent do. Kind of like what Kurt Angle did. You know, kind of like what I think Kurt Angle's still with the company.
CM Punk, also from Sean Ross Sapp, 8 minutes ago. CM Punk hasn't seen Dark or Elevation and doesn't really use YouTube. He says he watches DVDs and feels like Terry Funk now.
Dude, did you say DVDs?
Yep.
Do you remember when WWE used to release like weekly like DVDs?
Yeah.
Like shows?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god.
Holy fuck.
Did you see? Are you seeing these pictures of merch lines for CM Punk?
No, like, I'm watching this. I'm watching the home run by Bryce Harper.
By Harper? Oh, he
fucking. Dude, that ball is gone. They are. Oh no. Oh no. Right fielder for the Northwest Arkansas threw a guy out that was running home, and it was a fucking rope.
Oh great! Now I'm getting severe storm warnings. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I can actually hear it out. Like it's raining pretty good outside right
now. So, somebody compiled a list of everyone that was on I guess this was Rampage today.
Jade Cargill.
No. So there were 7 former WWE talents on there.
JR?
They didn't even include JR, so yeah. Is he on Rampage?
Yeah, he was on Rampage today, because Jericho was on Dynamite Wednesday.
Okay, the list is Punk, Christian, Hardy, Ambrose, Sting, Austin Matheson, and Everrise.
Is that 2.0?
I do believe so.
I'm pretty sure that's 2.0.
So, I mean, that's not great for AEW, but
I mean, look at certain WWE talent. Like, how they released. Like, look how well they've done.
They've also been. I have to kind of agree with this tweet. AEW just pretty much has been signing any former WWE star, really, like any value, name value.
No, don't get me wrong, they have.
Which I don't know. I don't know what I'm about to say, but yeah. I don't know. Take with that what you will.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so still in shock that Punk is back. Punk is back. Like,
yeah,
that man would like him and Cena like helped and Jeff Hardy, as much as I love to say it, Jeff Hardy, like they defined like the PG era of WWE.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a certain person that's technically the head of NXT because he was somehow at somewhere all the damn time. You Hunter. Oh, sorry, I just name dropped him. Damn it.
Man, I wonder. Like, I guess people are forgetting that SmackDown was today.
Oh, I guess I don't know. I guess
Natalia's back.
I guess Edge brought up the Brood.
That's what I saw. I'm confused.
I don't really know. Just Seth Rollins wearing a completely nice all white suit, like in I think it's chocolate pudding, chocolate syrup. It looks like I don't know. It looks like he's covered in shit. He does. He seriously does. I'm literally looking at it right now. Like I guess Edge brought back the Brood.
Huh. Yeah, Gangrel.
Dude, that is so awesome.
But not Christian, obviously.
I mean, you know why? He's
yeah. Huh. Wonder why. I wonder what Christian's up to nowadays.
He's weight champion.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm well aware. But yeah, that was the emergency podcast of Big Time Talkers. It's we had to bring this to you real quick. Like me and Tommy were just texting. I'm like, so emergency podcast.
When I messaged you all the all caps CM fucking cult of personality and all that shit.
Yeah.
Back, I'm like, yeah, do a fucking emergency podcast.
So you know what the weirdest part about that was?
What?
I had woken up an hour before because my dad's like, hey, Shane Bouchel's playing right now for the Chiefs. I'm like, oh god, I gotta get up because it's Shane Bouchel.
I forgot.
Shane Bouchel threw a touchdown pass.
Who cares? It's a preseason game. He might make the roster. I mean, good for him. He might make the roster, but like
that's what I want. That's why I care, because it's Shane Bouchel. Like, I couldn't give two shits about anyone else on the Chiefs except him and Dirty Dan. I care about him and Dirty Dan.
Yeah.
And he threw a fucking dart down the sideline. It was one of the most beautiful fucking balls I've seen.
I don't know. I'm just glad Christian brought back Christian Edge brought back the fucking Brood, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that was this emergency episode of Big Time Talkers. I hadn't released our draft of our wrestling draft of all the release guys yet, because that was going to be separate. I guess I'm still not releasing it yet because this is going up.
You might as well just put this up instead of the draft.
I mean, I'll put the draft up eventually, but
whenever you decide to be like, oh, okay, I'll release it.
Maybe I'll release it Thursday. Anyway, yeah, I've been Brock Orton. And CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. We want the Coyotes. Give us the Coyotes. Give us the fucking Coyotes. We want the Coyotes. Night.